doesn't officially start for another month, but we all feel the temperatures getting hotter. So you'll want to keep cool while still dressing cute and fashionable this season. So here to help us out is Danielle with Don Me Now. So welcome back to the show. Always great to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. It's absolutely here already, right?
I know,
we just
right?
skipped over spring completely.
Yes.
And it's 100 degrees outside, it feels like.
I know. Well, we love supporting Shop Local here, and it's such a win-win, right? Because we get to get our stuff right away. We get to try it on, touch and feel it. We don't have to wait for it to be shipped, and it helps you guys, the local boutiques in our area.
We appreciate that so much. You keep that mindset, gifting and something for yourself as well, so we appreciate that.
All summer long. So let's talk about, what's trending this summer. What are we seeing?
So I think for us, really, the idea is to try to keep cool while being fashionable. So we're thinking lightweight materials, transitioning into those bright colors, everything that everyone loves, like exciting, bright, bold statement pieces, but while trying to keep, somewhat the temperature down.
Well, let's start with accessories because they're here on the table, because that's a great way to kind of transition. You can take any basic white, even black, and add some color to it.
Well, and that's what you're saying. You're like, well, I don't feel as much like summery today. Well, that's pretty easy if you're, being able to add some really, really cool, stable pieces that feel very summery. These are great.
I love these bracelets.
Really fun, stretchy, nice, lightweight. You'll see a lot of those kind of like resin, acrylic, again, lightweight. And this is good for like, it's okay if it gets wet, being able to wear it to a little pool party, still being, kind of fashionable, but stuff like that. You're, seeing a lot of those kind of pieces.
Yeah, really get a pop of color. You can layer these even with other bracelets. And great gifts, right?
Yep, we were just talking graduation, teachers' gifts, things like that. We're going to see a lot of that nautical kind of flair, throwing back and kind of thinking that Ralph Lauren vibe. So old school, but kind of mixed with some new pieces too.
So how do we do that?
Putting that more modern touch on it. So, you see something, this feels with the rope chain, this feels a little bit more nautical chic, and I'll kind of show you some of the styles as well when we get to the clothing. So being able to kind of put that beach, that boat flair with it. So
I love that. Of course, you got the sunnies.
Sunnies are always key, again, with kind of the lighter tinted kind of lenses. You can, again, we talked about last time, but the whole White Lotus kind of vibe, with kind of the tinted lenses.
It's still there, because some people are still catching up on their White Lotus, right?
Anything straw, we saw that with the hats, as well as the little clutches. That kind of makes something feel a little bit more summery.
Okay, that's true.
And then of course, where's Janelle, or where's Java when you need her with the hats? So
I know
all of these, she loves that. So all of these sun hats, again, it's not just for the fashionable part, but we want to protect ourselves. So these are nice and lightweight. These actually fold out, and you're able to kind of travel really easily with those. I keep one in my car. Those are great to be able just to, protect yourself.
I need to get one of these because I always wear baseball hats, but that does not cover the side of your face.
Yes, these are great for walks. Speaking of, I'll kind of touch on that too, speaking of the baseball hats. So kind of think of that athleisure chic. So being able to put, I'll show you some of the dresses that we brought too, being able to put some of those dresses with a baseball cap, with a tennis shoe. So we're seeing a lot of those kind of styles for summer as well.
Okay, should we get to the clothes?
Yeah, let's move over. So we were talking that nautical vibe. We've got Memorial Day coming up, so that's perfect.
Cute is this?
So something, a lot of the stripes, you're trending, so you kind of see like a lot of like the stripe styles, with something white always goes, for summer, it feels very summery. And then as far as the length we had touched on, are we going more maxi dresses? Are we going more midi dresses?
What are we doing these days? I can never keep it straight.
We can do it all. So I think that the midi works great for people who are petite like yourself. So you don't, oh gosh, I have to go get that hemmed. So that's wonderful. I love it for my tall girls and my petite girls. So that's
midis
always
look like maxis on me. So
yes, exactly. So you can see this is more, kind of like a midi. So for you, that would probably hit right at the ankle.
Yes, but that's okay.
But a midi works too. And then even with the skirt that I have on, more of that like kind of midi style. All of those are really trendy. And then going with something that feels a little bit more short, that's okay too. And these are the great pieces to be able to pair with the tennis shoe.
T-shirt dresses.
Exactly. Easy easy t-shirt dress, put a baseball cap on with it. These are great as cover-ups too. You know, being able to throw it on for the beach or the pool, and then you know, making it feel a little bit more the vibe.
You know, putting over it.
Doing like the kimonos with it. So even for something like you're saying, like a darker color, it feels very summery when you place something like a bright colored kimono with that. So we love that style. Rompers are still going. Jumpsuits are still going. We're seeing a lot of that kind of retro-y vibe, a lot of the 50s and 60s kind of style. This is kind of like 70s too. So a lot of details. So you'll have a simple shift dress like this, but then you'll see some really, really fun, cool details. They're like little, just little cutouts on there.
Very
so
cool.
something with that little bit of detail. We love that. You know, as far as colors go, this feels very retro
too.
Exactly. So we're seeing a lot of like the bold colors for sure, but then a lot of those colors that kind of go together that give you that kind of vintage vibe. A lot of that. And then with the 90s, you know, 80s, 90s, these colors for sure.
Oh,
so,
yes, 90s.
You know, kind of the throwback of all of those.
Yeah,
so,
I saw this little pink dress here. This looks very...
the ruffles, the details, again, that's just a very simple, you know, little strapless dress, but then getting those ruffles going really kind of makes it fun and pops with that. And then again, you could put a bright color earring with that. Those always feel fun to be able to put something that you wouldn't normally see together. I love something like this, like these, you know, kind of more resin, bright colors with something that feels very soft and subtle.
Yeah,
and just
so something like that, I feel like I would need to wear white, but you're saying, like, what earring would you pair with that dress?
I love this. I love a green, just like pop it, make it look like, you know,
like this
something unexpected. And that's a lot what we're seeing for,
I know, I would never think of that.
For summertime too, is just, you know, don't be afraid to put that bold statement piece with it, you know, bright colors for sure.
And these earrings, they're very light.
Lightweight.
The resin, is that what it is? Okay, love that.
And again, being able to wear that into the pool, go right to a pool party in those, and you're good to go.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Such great ideas. You're getting me in the mood. I'm going to take off my black and I'm going to put on something. I'm going to put on some color for tomorrow. So thanks for coming on.
Thanks.
All right, and you can shop for these and so many more items or find her store by going to donmenow.com or find her on Instagram at donmenow.